What's up, guys, on this beautiful Memorial Day holiday? This is Kevin with Mowers on my day off. We were going to work today, and my wife and the guys pushed us that we needed a holiday. So I wanted to get real with you guys today. I have a lot of subscribers, a lot of people counting on me, saying they're learning a lot of stuff from our videos. And so I wanted to give you something real today. So a lot of you guys are so excited about shopping for these mowers and going to all these other dealers and getting to know these guys and really being smart about your purchase. But I wanted to give you a little warning and to give you a little teaching today that will really help you. Say today, I made a mistake a couple of weeks ago when I told a guy, yeah, I have your mower ready Monday. And he drove 3.5 hours to pick it up. Got here. He said, I didn't know you were closed today. I said, well, I didn't either. But I'll meet you there in 20 minutes. I'll get you fixed up. Well, went up there, got all his paperwork ready, pulled his mower out. And the guy, I asked the guy, I said, all right, man, I'm here. I got your mower ready to go. We can load it up. And he's like, no, that's all right. I'd rather do business with somebody that needs my business, And I commented with, well, I don't need your business, but I enjoy having it. I'm not desperate for it. But I did come up here to meet you on our holiday, and I was cuddled up to my wife this morning, and I got out of that bed and went up there to help a guy out. But his pride just got the best of him, and he's headed home. I don't think he'll find a better price than what I priced him. But that's okay. I've lost a few this last week that went somewhere else and paid more money for their product. And also they won't get as good of a service on the back end, even if they're long distance. They don't have a dealer that would just send them the part through the mail and warranty it. But I just wanted to, man, we get a lot of angry customers, and I wanted to really explain to you guys what your expectations should be. So say you take example, you buy a new $15,000 grasshopper, and you get it home and you make 3 passes on it and your engine locks up. That is completely normal. In this case, the oil pump just never pumped oil. So that's why you have a warranty. It's 3 years on that engine, because most of the problems happen typically in your first 20 hours, that break-in period. On a diesel, it's about 50 hours. 80% of all of our warranty claims happen within that first 20 hours. It doesn't matter if you have a 5-year warranty. I have so many people, their belt will break the first time they mow their yard, and they get so angry, or bearing goes out and it smokes the belt. Had a customer, transmission went out. He had 3 hours on his world line. It was a hydro gear transmission. It just happens. Something was wrong in it to begin with, and it just wasn't caught driving it around until he heated it up. So I just want to encourage you, if you put these things in your dealers up on a pedestal, what you're going to do is you're going to knock them off. You have to realize that no matter how hard your dealer tries to help you, or no matter how good the equipment is, a Skag Turf Tiger get home and the wheel bearings go out on it the first day. I sold probably over 200 lawnmowers, and the engine failed within the first 5 hours, completely locked up over the last 17 years. Can you imagine the cussings and the gripings that I received? And I just they wanted their money back. And I was like, sir, that's why you have a warranty. They're getting lawyers. And we just simply fix it, replace the engine under warranty, take it back out to their house, or tell them to come get it. Sometimes it sits there for 3 or 4 weeks while they negotiate with their lawyer on how they're going to sue us. But we just don't do returns like a Walmart. They have all that stuff just sitting in the back, and they have a loss a budget. We don't have that. We have a warranty and mechanics that can fight for you. Say you order a part from me today that we didn't have in stock, and 2 weeks later you call, where's my part at? Well, it's back ordered. The factory has none. I tried to order a Kohler carb kit for my mechanic's personal mower the other day, and they're out in every warehouse, right? We contacted Kohler, and Kohler said, we have no idea when we'll have those. And so if that was a customer, they'd be griping me out. I was like, hey, man, maybe you can find a dealer in the nation that has one setting on their shelf, but it's just not a normal thing that we sell. But this was my mechanic, so he was a little frustrated. But we have a lot of steel parts that are back ordered right now. Steel had a little computer change, and it's botched up their parts. I'm out of belts from Bad Boy. They had 1,000 orders in front of mine. And so we've ran out of belts waiting on these orders. I've ordered 3 orders 2 weeks ago, and they still haven't got here yet. And you know how many cussings that I've got over this belt? And here's the deal. When y'all go into a dealership, or when you call them on the phone and you talk to the little girl behind the counter, you're like angry with them. It ruins their whole day. Not only the person that you talk to or the person that you call, but it also ruins the whole staff's day, because it pours out onto the whole staff. And they all feel like failures, and they all hate their lives. And do you know how many employees I've had that just walked out the door after a couple of customers came in angry with them over their mower not being fixed, or the shop being behind, or a back-ordered part. Just things that are diagnostic tool that's not working properly. We got to get the factory to come look at the diagnostic tool. I want to ask you guys all to give grace and mercy where your equipment is involved. It's a piece of equipment. Crap is going to break on it. Even the most reliable mower on the planet Earth, which is Grasshopper in our case, and I've never experienced a mower that will last as long as a Grasshopper with the least issues. Just never in 17 years of owning a dealership. But I had one Grasshopper, the pump belt just kept breaking and breaking and breaking. Nobody could figure out what's wrong. We replaced everything that touched the belt, and it kept breaking. And finally, it took the factory to come down, and they had another person walking behind it while it's mowing. And they found out that something was just clicking every once in a while, and it caused the belt to break. But that was a 6-month ordeal to figure out why his belt was breaking. Wiring harness issues with Grasshopper. We've had some crazy electrical issues that nobody knew how to fix. I remember one issue, it almost took 8 months. He would come get it, he would take it home, it would mow just fine, and it would do the same thing again. It almost took us 8 months of him picking up and bringing it back and picking up for us to actually figure out with the factory what was going on with that mower. It was almost to the point that we were trying to get the factory just to try to replace the mower, even with a lesser value mower, since his was a few years old. But I just want to encourage you guys. Even this morning on my holiday, I come home to my family, and I'm upset. I'm upset with myself. I'm disappointed. This guy is ticked off and on the way home. And it would have been a different deal if the guy would have just sat there in the parking lot, waited on me for 5 more minutes for me to get my clothes on and go up there to meet him. His mower was already ready. The paperwork wasn't done, but that'd take me 10. I was doing it. I actually have it all done now. If he'd have just had a little grace, he would have had a much better day and a much better week. This probably went his whole week. He'll probably be cussing and griping and throwing a fit about this for a week. He drove 3.5 hours to pick up this mower, his new Skag mower. And instead of a whole 2 families, having a messed up day, I'm not going to have a messed up day. I'm washing it off with this video. But I want to I hope that every one of you that watch this video learns to have a little bit of grace and a little bit of mercy. And what that does is it makes a better day for everybody. It's a piece of equipment. It's going to fail. We are only men. We make mistakes. How many mistakes are you going to allow your dealership to make? 7? 77, 7 times 7, 7 times 77. How many mistakes are you going to allow your dealership to make? How many times are you going to go into the dealership and yell at the counter person or have an attitude with them because your lawnmower's broke? It feels like a life or death situation when a belt breaks on their $15,000 lawnmower, their $3,000 lawnmower. And today I just wanted to get real with you. I know what this teaches me, but I don't even have to tell you. This is just common sense to have a little grace, a little mercy out there with people. Somebody rams into your car and hits you from the rear. Instead of you going back there and yelling and screaming and hollering and freaking out about your car, are you okay? It's okay, honey. I'm not upset. It's just a car. I can replace it. We have a body shop. It is no big deal. It will change the way that happens. The Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. And so today I tried to make peace with this customer, but it just did not happen on his end. I believe I did my job. Yeah, I was expecting to be open on Monday, but my guys didn't want to be open. They wanted a break. It's the craziest it's ever been up there. My wife was like, no, these guys need a break. So I got bucked up on, and we had a holiday today. But it's not the end of the world. So I love your excitement for the mowers, for the transmissions, for the engine, for your learning. But I hope you take this in, most importantly. And what's cool is when you give grace or mercy to someone when they don't deserve it. Or to that mower when it's had 10 issues of the same kind and you're continually have to deal with it. For you to be calm and gracious about the issue, I promise you, your experience at your dealership will go way further than what you could ever imagine it. Love you guys, and I appreciate all of you guys supporting our ministry, our channel, supporting K&G Mowers. This channel actually makes a little bit of money, so it's you guys are really helping us. And I want to try to give you better content. Hopefully next week I'll get to start doing some giveaways on the Weed Eater giveaway that I decided to do. And we've had so much feedback on that. I'm gonna give a little bit more stuff away on there. So you better comment, share, and like that video, because I'm gonna go a little overboard on that. As a little bit more beyond of what I said I was gonna give away. I never expected the response that I'd get. Look at the comments on that video. It is crazy what these guys are saying. But you guys have a good Memorial Day, and remember, just take time to honor those that were fallen, to give us the life that we have today, the freedom that we have today. And also, I want you to go a little further and to just dwell on all the people that has been martyred for sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. There are thousands martyred all over the world every week, and I just it's nice to take time to honor them too, our veterans and our veterans in the kingdom. But I love you guys. Y'all have a good day and enjoy your families, and make sure you turn the phones off today, turn the Facebook off, and just pay attention to your families today. They don't get you very often, and today's a good day to start doing that. Love you guys. Bye-bye.